Now, over the course of my photography career, I've always received the question about how I edit my photos. So today, I thought I'd share some of the secrets as to how I do it. Now, if you haven't seen me before, my name is Finn or South Optic on socials, and I've grown my page on Instagram to over 120,000. And so off the back of that, people want to know what I know about editing. Now, before I jump into it, this video is part of my brand new preset pack launch. I have 25 presets now available as part of my V3 collection. Now, I'm posting this to the public, but it's also for those who have downloaded the pack and are looking for a tutorial on how to download and use them. So you're going to jump straight into the develop module and head over to this preset tab on the left. Now, if you already have presets downloaded, they will be here in the preset tab, but if not, head over to this plus sign and choose import presets. Now, at this point, you're going to want to find the files that you have downloaded from the pack. And once you find the South Optic V3 folder, you're going to hit import on that. Once you do that, you can see that the file has been imported, and there you have all the presets ready for you to use. So now I'm going to jump into how I use the presets and how I edit my photos. Now, I've been developing this V3 pack for a while now, and I've used it around the world, whether I'm in London, this photo here from New York, Tokyo, Norway. I've used it around the world. And we have presets developed from each country as well. Now, I have this first photo here from New York, and it's one of my favorites that I've taken this year. So jumping into the presets, you're going to want to choose one that suits the style of photo. Now, to easily do that, you can hover over each one that is involved in the pack, and you can see the difference that it makes to the photos. But one I really like to use on this is Green Goodness. Now, you could leave it like that, but I want to make some changes to this photo. I think it's a bit too warm, and I need to adjust the shadows. So all I need to do is drag the temperature slightly over and then increase the shadows for more detail. And straight away, we have a before and after of, what did I do? Three adjustments to the photo. I added the preset, I changed the temperature, and I lifted the shadows. And straight away, we have this before and after on the screen. And of course, if we want to use a different preset, we can. So maybe we do New York City street. This was a preset that I developed throughout all the street photos I was taking. I was using this one on every single one of them. And it's a bit flat for my liking, so I'm just going to increase the exposure. And again, before and after, we can see the difference that it makes. So jumping into the next photo, this was taken over in Tokyo, and as you can see, it's a slow shutter photo. And for this one, I like to use the preset Moody Scenes. Now, I like this one because it adds contrast to the photo, but I think this is a little bit too warm. I don't like the oranges that are coming through in the tones, so I'm going to use the temperature slider and drag it over to the left ever so slightly. And also, I want to increase the shadows because I think the darks are a bit too dark. So, similar to the last photo, I'm going to increase the shadow. And then, finally, I'm just going to use the clarity slider to either add or take away. Now, because it's a slow shutter photo, I like to add a bit of clarity back to the image, just to make it a bit sharper. And here is the before and after of the Tokyo photo, as you can see. Now looking at it again, I just want to add some more highlights into the photo, as I think they're a bit too dark. And that's all we needed to do, some simple adjustments using the presets that I've created, and we have this before and after, just like this. So jumping into the third photo, my last YouTube video was a iPhone POV photography over in London, and a lot of people wanted to know how I edited those photos. So in this pack is actually the preset that I used on every single one of those photos, and that is number 15, Golden Sand V2. Now this preset likes to add more orange tones back into the photo. So all I'm going to do to adjust this photo now is increase the exposure, but now my highlights are too blown out. So all I need to do is decrease those, and we have more of a balanced photo. After this, we can change the temperature sliders how we want, and I'm just going to bring some more warmth into the photo. Now, yes, this shot was on iPhone, and I just want to add some more contrast, so we're going to use the dehaze slider and bring that up ever so slightly. Now, going into some more advanced techniques, what we can do is use masking, and I want to accentuate the yellow lines that I've used as a leading line up towards my subject, which is the walkie-talkie building over in London. And to do that, the easiest way I found for this photo was to use the color range and select that on the photo, then subtracting another color range of the darks to leave us with the yellow lines. Now, there are a bunch of different ways that you could do this, but it's whatever works for you. Now I'm going to use a brush just to take away all of this selection. So now I have just selected the yellow lines, which you can see is red. So now I have just selected the yellow lines on the ground, and what we can do with that is use the local adjustments of the mask and then we can do whatever we want with that part of the mask. So I'm going to increase the exposure a little bit and then head down to the saturation and bring that up just to really make it pop in the image. Now it's also affecting the yellows up here, but I'm happy with that because I want the yellows to come through in the image. Jumping into a before and after, it's really made this photo stand out and pop compared to what it was before. Now at this point, we can head into the color tab and I'm going to increase the blues because I think they're a bit too desaturated for my likings of this photo. Now for this photo, there are quite a lot of distractions which I want to get rid of. I'm not going to jump into that in this video, but for things like these people here, this rubbish on the side, these distractions in the middle of the road, I might use the remove tool and highlight all of these like so, and just get rid of the distractions. This is something you can do and experiment with to make your photos more clean and tidy. Jumping over to this fourth photo, I have this portrait here. Now I don't take many portraits, but this is of my girlfriend over in Norway. And I actually developed my favorite preset out of this whole preset pack for this photo. And this is Arctic Breeze number 17. Now straight away, I love the look that this preset has on the photo. Now with one click, we can see the before and after. I really love the colors that this preset brings into the photo. And with one click, this is the difference that the preset has made. Now I really like where this image is at, but I just want to use some local adjustments to make some final changes to this image. So we're going to head over to the masking tab and select my subject. I think the subject is just a bit too dark for the photo, so what I'm going to do is add some exposure, slightly, a few highlights, and a little bit of shadow. And I really like where this photo is at now. This was the finished product, pretty much, of the photo that I edited, and before and after we can see the subject is now highlighted in the frame, but also the background has some lovely winter blue Arctic colors. So side by side, we can see the before and after of this preset, Arctic Breeze, one of my favorites. I highly recommend you guys go and check that one out. Now jumping into the final photo, this is of the Northern Lights, as you can see. Again, this was in Norway, and as you can tell, under the Arctic Breeze is the Northern Lights preset. Now, this isn't just for the Northern Lights. I've named it Northern Lights because it's the preset that I developed for this photo. But of course, if you like it, it will work on other photos. It's just called Northern Lights, so don't worry. And again, with one click, we can see the difference that applying the preset makes to the photo. Now I've developed it and it's worked really well for this photo. But again, you can use it on any photo that you want. I recommend to just try out the different presets, see which ones you like, and make some adjustments from there. Now again, I love the colors that have come off the back of this photo. I love the dark blues, I love the greens. We can see a before and after straight away. We've taken out most of the purples in the sky that have come through, and we've turned those into a dark blue night sky as it was when taking the photo. Now again, I love the look of this photo, but I think it just needs some changes at the bottom of the image. So again, I'm going to use local adjustment masks. I'm going to press M to speed things up, and I'm going to drag a mask from the bottom of the photo and just increase the exposure to bring back some of the detail down there, like so. Another simple adjustment, but we can see the difference that it makes, and it just brings back the detail that we lost. And a similar scenario to one of the other photos over in London, there are quite a lot of distractions at the bottom of the image here, which I would get rid of. But for this video, I'm not going to jump into that, but that's what I would do to, again, level up my photos and make them stand out even more. So that is essentially how I edit some of the photos over in Lightroom Classic. And if you like the look of the presets that I've used in the video, as I say, they have just been released. This video is for the preset pack. So if you like the look, go and download them down in the description. I hope you guys enjoy. Now these presets can be a one-click done situation as shown with some of the photos. But of course, I recommend to make changes anyway. I'd find a preset that you like the look of as a base, and you can work off the adjustments from there. That is what these presets have been developed for. They're for you to help you with the start of your edit, and then you are in control for any other changes that you might need. Now, these are some of the photos that I've taken recently this year, but I have a lot more photos on Instagram that have received a lot of attention for editing. So if you like this video, please make sure to leave it a like and comment. And maybe in the near future, I'll be going through some of my more viral photos and how I edited those. So that is all for today's video. Again, download the preset pack down in the description, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.